Today on Apba Classics, we're going to be playing the 1947 New York Yankees against the 1947 Brooklyn Dodgers. We will be using the basic Apba, except in stealing, we have the master ratings for stealing. Here's the starting lineups for the 1947 Yankees. Phil Rizzuto will lead off and play shortstop. Tommy Heinrich will be in right field. George McQuinn at first base. Joe DiMaggio in center field. Yogi Berra is the catcher. Johnny Lindell is in left field. Doc Brown third base. Snuffy Sternweiss is at second base. And Super Chief Ali Reynolds, grade B pitcher, no modifiers, is batting ninth and pitching. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, Eddie Stanky will play second base. Pee Wee Reese at shortstop. Batting third is Pete Reeser in center field. Jackie Robinson, whose first year played first base, will be at first base. Dixie Walker is being left field. Carl Ferrillo on right. Spider Jorgensen at third base. And Bruce Edwards, the catcher. Ralph Branca, grade A pitcher, is on the mound. Ralph Branca has completed his warm-up tosses. 21-game winner in 1947. He'll be facing Phil Rizzuto. I'm going to try to keep track of the outs, but I usually forget. Make an effort here. Here's the pitch to Phil Rizzuto. 51 is a 9 against the grade A. That's going to be a pop out to the shortstop, Pee Wee Reese. 1 out. Old reliable Tommy Heinrich will bat second. Here he is. Got his nickname from Yankee broadcaster Mel Allen. There's a hit column roll. 66. It could be. It might be. It is out of here. A home run for Tommy Heinrich. And he puts the New York Yankees up by 1 right away in the first inning. George McQuinn. 1-5 is a 8 against grade A. That's going to be a pop-up to Spider Jorgensen at third base. 2 away. And now Joe DiMaggio. .23 is the roll. That's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman, Eddie Stanky, who throws over to the first baseman, Jackie Robinson, for the final out of the top of the first. Go to the bottom of the first, New York 1, Brooklyn. Ali Reynolds takes him out, a 19-game winner in 1947. He'll be facing the Brat, Eddie Stanky. 54 is the roll. That's going to be a fly ball to right field. The right fielder, Tommy Heinrich, is under it and makes the catch. 1 down. Pee Wee Reese. 22 is going to be a base hit for Pee Wee. He's a fast-rated runner at first base. F21 on the steals. Here is Pete Reeser, the Dodgers center fielder, very much a hustle player. Hustled too much into the walls, though. He was carried off the field on a stretcher 11 times in his career. Here's the pitch from Reynolds. 65 is a pop-up to the catcher. And that is caught by Yogi Berra, 2 outs. Reese is still at first. And that will bring up Jackie Robinson. Jackie was the Rookie of the Year in 1947. He hit .297 with 12 home runs. He stole 29 bases, which was quite a bit for those days. 42 is a ball 4. And the Dodgers have, with 2 outs, 2 fast runners on base. Here's Dixie Walker. Dixie Walker had a brother, Harry the Hat Walker, who played for the St. Louis Cardinals. And I think they're the only brother combination to win batting average championships in the National League in different years. Here is a pitch to Walker. 55 is a 7 against a grade B. That's going to be a single to left field. One run would score. The other goes to third. Robinson will be at third, Walker at first. And the Dodgers come back and tie the score 1-1. Carl Furillo is the batter. Oops, need the other dice. That was a 5, and that's a 3. So 53 is the roll. 16 on column 2, runners on first and third. It's going to be a fly ball to center field. It's caught by Joe DiMaggio. That's the end of the first. We go to the top of the second, tied at 1. Okay, another rookie in 1947 was Yogi Berra. He will lead off the top of the second. There'll be Berra, Lindell, and Brown. The pitch to Berra, 62, is a fly ball to right field. The right fielder is Carl Furillo. He makes the grab. One away. Johnny Lindell. Lindell started his Yankee career as a pitcher and then was moved to the outfielder. 1-2 is the roll. 25 is hit on the ground to the second baseman, Eddie Stanky. He's up with it, throws to first, 2 away. And now Doc Brown. 1-2 is a ground ball to second base. Also Eddie Stanky. He's up with it. Over to Jackie Robinson. 3 away. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-1. Spider Jorgensen leads off for the Dodgers. 31 is a base hit for Spider Jorgensen. Average speed at first base. Bruce Edwards, the catcher. 55, that's going to be an 8 against a B. That's going to be a ground out to third base. Doc Brown throws to first base. The runner goes to second. One away. Pitcher Ralph Branca. 34 is a play result of 31. It's a fly out to Joe DiMaggio in center field. The top of the order. And Eddie Stanky. One 5 is an 8. That's going to be a ground out to the pitcher. Reynolds throws the first. 3 outs. We go to the top of the third. Tied 1-1. Okay, Ralph Branca will face Snuffy Sternweiss, first batter at the top of the third. 35 is the roll. That's going to be ball 1. .62 is a fly ball to right field. That's Carl Furillo in right. Makes the catch. 1 away. The pitcher, Allie Reynolds. .41 is a ground ball to third base. It's Spider Jorgensen over to Jackie Robinson, 2 down. And now Phil Rizzuto. 1-3 is a base on balls. Rizzuto has speed. He's rated F. E25 stealer. 11-51 if he tries to steal second. Brackets move the first is 0. The catcher's throwing arm is 0. And there he goes. He's going to try. 56, he's thrown out. 6. That's the end of the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-1. Pee Wee Reese will lead off the third for Brooklyn. 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll. One-5 is a long drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here. A home run for Pee Wee Reese. He is 2 for 2, scored a run, and now he's got an RBI. And Brooklyn takes a 2-1 lead here in the third inning. That brings about Pete Reeser, star player for the Dodgers. He was someone who was very accepting of Jackie Robinson coming on the team. He knew Jackie in the military. They were stationed together at Fort Riley, Kansas in 1943. Here's the pitch to Pete Reeser. 35 is a base hit for Pete Reeser. Fast runner at first base, Jackie Robinson. They don't start the runner. Robinson's 23, hit on the ground. That's going to be a fielder's choice. 5-4, so Reeser's out at second. Jackie's on first with a fielder's choice. He's a D29 stealing rating. There's 1 out. And Dixie Walker comes to bat. Robinson's chances to steal second are 1-1 through 56. Reynolds moved the first to 0, and Berra is a -1. So that makes Jackie a D30 stealer. And he is going. 51, he will be safe with a stolen base. Here's the pitch to Dixie Walker, 53. It's a 17 on column 2. That's going to be first on the air on the right fielder, Tommy Heinrich. Fast runner at second scores. And I guess it doesn't say what happens. Walker, he stays at first. So Walker's at first. Dodgers take a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Carl Fiorillo. 1-1, that's a hit column roll for Fiorillo. 45 is a 6, that's a double over first. Runner on third, unless he's fast, scores. He's not fast, so he goes to third. Fiorillo goes to second. And the Dodgers have 2 runners in scoring position. Okay, the hitter is Spider Jorgensen. Here's the pitch to Jorgensen. 1-3 is a 14. That's going to be a base on balls. Loading the bases. Still only 1 out. Bruce Edwards. Okay, Bruce Edwards has a chance to break this game wide open. 51 is the roll. 8 against the B pitcher. They're playing back. That's a fly out to center field. Pete Reeser, or it's not Pete, Joe DiMaggio, but that's going to be a sacrifice fly. And the Dodgers score their 4th run. Here's Ralph Banker. 22 is a 9 That's going to be let's see, that first and second. It's going to be an infield hit, and we'll load the bases again for Brooklyn. That brings up Eddie Stanky, and the Dodgers have batted around here in the third. 35 is a 14. It's going to be a walk. An RBI for Eddie Stanky. Stanky goes to first. Branca's at second. Jorgensen's at third. Ferrell scores, and it is now 5-1. Brooklyn. We have to lower Howie Reynolds' pitching grade to C. 5 runs within 3 innings. Tommy Heinrich will lead off the top of the fourth for New York. And I just lost a dice off the table. Hold on a second. Okay, when the dice roll off the table, we re-roll them. 45 is going to be a base on balls for Tommy Heinrich. George McQuinn. .54 is a fly ball to right field. Carl Ferrillo is under it, makes the catch. One away. Joe DiMaggio, 41, is a ground ball to shortstop. That could be a double play. It's second for one over to first. That is a 6-4, 3 double play. Go to the bottom of the fourth, 5-1 Brooklyn. Well, as you know, sometimes in baseball, when it rains, it pours, you get 4 runs behind. You don't want to risk base running and get people thrown out on the bases, and you ground into a double play. Pete Reiser will lead off the bottom of the fourth for Brooklyn. Reynolds is still in there. 26 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Tommy Heinrich. One away. Here is Jackie Robinson. .65 is a pop-up to the catcher. Yogi Berra makes the catch. 2 down. And Dixie Walker. 51 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Joe DiMaggio. We go to the top of the fifth inning, 5-1 Brooklyn. Ralph Branca has only given up 1 hit. That was the home run to Tommy Heinrich. He'll be looking at Yogi Berra, Johnny Lindell, and Doc Brown here in the fifth. 55 is going to be a 8 fly out to, no, pop out to third base. 1 down. Johnny Lindell. .45 is the roll. That's going to be a base on balls. He is average speed. Not likely. He's not going to steal. Here's Doc Brown. .22 is going to be a base hit. Runner will go to third. So you got Brown at first, Lindell to third. It's only the second Yankee hit. Brooklyn will play the infield back for Snuffy Sternweiss. .13 is the roll. That's going to be a walk. So he pitches around Sternweiss. Here's the pitcher. Timeout. The Yankees are going to pitch hit for Reynolds with Aaron Robinson, 270 hitter in 1947. Bases are loaded. Can Aaron Robinson put a quarter in the merry-go-round? 63 is the roll. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. And that is going to be caught. And let's see. It is not very deep and will not be able to advance the runners. 2 outs. Phil Rizzuto steps into the plate. Ralph Branca winds. He throws. 1-2 is the roll. That's going to be hit on the ground to the pitcher over to first. That is the 3rd out. So Branca negotiates the bases loaded situation. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-1 Brooklyn. All right, to come in and pitch the bottom of the 5th inning, we have a new pitcher, Bill Bevins, grade D pitcher. He'll be facing Carl Furillo, Spider Jorgensen, and Bruce Edwards. Here's the pitch to Furillo. 43 is a ground ball back to Bevins. He throws over to McQuinn, 1st out. Spider Jorgensen. 52 is a ground ball to 3rd base. There's no modifiers on Bevins. 5-3, 2 down. And that brings us to Bruce Edwards. 34 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Joe DiMaggio. We go to the top of the 6th, 5-1 Brooklyn. Tommy Heinrich leads off. He has accounted for New York's only run with a home run. In the 1st, he drew a walk in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Tommy Heinrich. 1-2 is going to be a ground out to 2nd base. 4-3. Here's George McQuinn. McQuinn played 12 years in the major leagues, and he made the All-Star team 6 times. And that's really 6 out of 11 times. There was no All-Star game in 1945. Here's the pitch to George McQuinn, 25. That's going to be a pop out to 3rd base. Caught by Spider Jorgensen, 2 away. Joe DiMaggio. 53 is his 16 on fielding column 1. It's going to be a fly out to center field, caught by Pete Reeser. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 5-1 Brooklyn. Ralph Branca leads off the bottom of the 6th for the Dodgers. 45 is going to be a base on balls. He is a slow runner, and the Dodgers will play it safe on the base path. Eddie Stanky. One 6 is a 28. It's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Phil Rizzuto. He goes over to 1st base. The runner goes to 2nd. Score at 6-3. 1 out. Hall of Famer Pee Wee Reese steps in. One 6 is a ground out to shortstop. Runner holds. And there are 2 outs. All right, Pete Reeser. 1-5 is a 11 against a grade D. That's going to be a single to left field. The runner, they're playing it safe with the pitcher, so he's only going to go to 3rd. And the Dodgers have 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Here's a chance for Jackie Robinson to put more distance between the Dodgers and the Yankees. The roll is 23. That's a ball hit on the ground to 3rd base. Jackie's retired 5-3. Go to the top of the 7th, 5-1 Brooklyn. Okay, Ralph Branca is still 8 batters away from his point of fatigue limit of 30 batters. That's could be 2 innings. 22-year-old Yogi Berra will lead off for the Yankees. Here's the pitch to Yogi. 24 is a fly ball to right field. Carl Furillo is under it and makes the catch. Johnny Lindell. 65 is a pop-up to the catcher, Bruce Edwards, 2 away. Here is Doc Brown with 2 outs and not been consistent on moving the marker. 24 is a ground out to shortstop. That is the third out. Go to the bottom of the 7th, 5-1 Brooklyn. Dixie Walker leads them off for the bottom of the 7th. He was part of that 1941 National League Championship Dodger team. 36 is the roll. 33 is the play result. That's a pop-up to the second baseman, Snuffy Sternweiss, who makes the catch. Carl Ferrillo. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll. And 65 is going to be a single for Carl Ferrillo. He is a average speed runner, F25 stealer. He won't be looking to steal second. Spider Jorgensen comes to bat. 46 is a swing and miss for strike 3. Here's the catcher, Bruce Edwards, who is 0 for 2 but has a sacrifice fly RBI in the game. 1-4 is a fly ball to Johnny Lindell in left field. Caught for the third out. We go to the top of the 8th, 5-1 Brooklyn. Snuffy Sternweiss will lead off the top of the 8th inning for New York. Ralph Branca is still on the mound. He's only pitched to 6, 7 plus 18, 25 batters. He's got 5 more to go before he starts the tire. Here's the pitch to Sternweiss. 62 is a fly ball to right field for the first out. Now a pitch hitter for New York will be veteran Charlie Keller. King Kong Keller will be hitting for the pitcher. Vic Raschi's warming up in the bullpen. 1-5 is a 9 against the A pitcher. It's going to be a ground out to shortstop. 6-3. And with 2 outs, we're back to the top of the order, and Phil Rizzuto. 32 is a ground ball to the second baseman. Eddie Stanky has it, throws over to Jackie Robinson, and the Yankees are retired in the 8th. 5-1 Brooklyn. New pitcher for New York will be Vic Raschi. He is a grade D pitcher with a Z modifier. 7-2, 3.87 ERA in 1947. He'll be pitching to the pitcher, Ralph Branca, who stays in the game. He'll be looking to throw a complete game. Here's the pitch. 31 is the roll. That's going to be a base on balls. Still a runner. The Dodgers will play it safe at first base and go to the top of the order with Eddie Stanky. Pitch to the Brat. 52 is a 27. That's going to be 5-4-3 double play, ground out to third base. So two quick outs. Pee Wee Reese. .53, the base is empty. 20 is the play result. On column 2, that's going to be an error on the second baseman, Snuffy Sternweiss. So I should have took him off, but we can put him back on with Reese. 2 outs, Pete Reeser. 43 is a ground ball back to Vic Raschi at first. Throws Reeser out at first. And there are 3 outs. We go to the top of the 9th, Brooklyn 5 and New York 1. Only Tommy Heinrich, George McQuinn, and the great DiMaggio stand between Ralph Branca and victory. Then at the top of the 9th, here's the pitch to Heinrich. 25 is a 8 against a grade A. That's going to be a pop out to third base for the first out. Just 2 to go. George McQuinn, who earlier played with the St. Louis Browns. 1-5 is a 8. It's also a pop out to the third baseman, Spider Jorgensen, 2 away. And Joe DiMaggio is Yankees' last hope. Here's Ralph Branca's line and the pitch. 43 is a ground ball back to Branca. He fields it, throws over to first for the out, and the Yankees are retired. Final score, Brooklyn 5, New York 1. Okay, in this game between 1947 Brooklyn and 1947 New York, the Yankees scored 1-1 on 2 hits. They committed 2 errors. Brooklyn scored 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher was Ralph Branca, 9 innings, 1 earned run, only 2 hits, no strikeouts, the ultimate pitching to contact here, but 4 walks. Losing pitcher was Allie Reynolds. The stars of the game were Ralph Branca and Pee Wee Reese. Ralph Branca, the man who gave up the shot heard around the world to Bobby Thompson in the 1951 playoffs, had a much better day today. He pitched very well for Brooklyn, and 1947 was his best year. He won 21 games and had a about a 2.80 ERA. He started the All-Star game for Brooklyn in the National League in 1948, and he also won a World Series game in 1947. Game 6, pitching 2 in the 3rd innings relief, was a winning pitcher of Game 6 in the 47 World Series. Also pitched in the 49 World Series. Pee Wee Reese, the captain, was a young shortstop in 1947, but he was not that young. He was in at least his 6th year. He was on that 41 National League Championship team. That was his rookie year. But 47 by 47, he was the captain of the Brooklyn Dodgers and a real team leader. Went on to be a longtime broadcaster, I think on NBC, the game of the week. Maybe worked some time along with Dizzy Dean, and I'm guessing Joe Garagiola probably with him. But Pee Wee Reese and Ralph Branca are your stars of the game. Thanks for watching. Good night and God bless.